Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello. Let's see here. I'm pressing buttons, all these lovely buttons, sometimes before I go live. We're doing Instagram now. I think I mentioned that last time. We're trying out a couple of tricks and expanding how we just say hello. So I want to say hi to everyone coming on in. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We are going to do a mixture of talking and readings today. So we have the wonderful Pete Orbea. Paranormal Pete is on today. He has a show monthly Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Michael Zinn and him are doing a show, I think, next week on the 20th. So Michael Zinn's the guest for Pete Orbea. So lots of Sacred Spiral love, that's for sure. And we're going to have some fun doing mediumship, psychic, whatever just naturally comes up. So I welcome you in. Please say hello. And I'll go into a little bit of a topic of the day. And you see me looking around for something too. There we go. There's the logo. Gotta click that. All right, so I feel like the theme to open up the space, and then I'm going to start saying hello to everybody, so thank you, is a theme of healing. So healing is all-encompassing. We find it to be many things at different times within our lives, and healing looks different. It could be on the inside, it could be on the outside, it could be the way that you glow, it could be your energy level when you wake up in the morning, it could be your motivation. It's just open energy and how you can have more of it, more flexible energy, access to energy. And it's the option to do more, see more, have more, just like I said. And we might find ourselves needing that in different places from year to year. So I really, when I talk about these topics, I say, think within your own life. Think within your own life where your deficit is or where your peaks of energy are, and take an inventory. And it doesn't have to change overnight. It doesn't have to be enacted overnight, but you start to have a relationship with your body, your mind, and your spirit, and you go, I'm functioning like this, and what can I do with it? And at first we have no idea. Maybe we're empowered. Maybe we have done prior healing before. Maybe we do have an idea. Great. But when we don't know, we start to have the relationship to what possibly do about it. Because at first it's like, maybe I have to figure this out. Because healing in its present form, with whatever we're working to heal, there's newness involved. Because if we knew how to tackle the issue, it would have been done already. It would be past tense. I have healed rather than I'm healing or I'm working on. So you start to take a personal inventory and have a better relationship with yourself. And the body's intelligent. Our spirit is intelligent. It starts pointing the way for us, for what to do, for people to talk to, how to feel, the signs, the symbols. There's a network of information that lights up. And that's a really true thing with consciousness and the intelligence of the soul. So I implore you, because sometimes we're going so quick within life, or we're used to not paying attention to parts of ourselves, we don't even know something's hurting. Or we do, but we don't think it's that big of a deal. We're like, oh, that's normal. Or oh, I have to deal with that. That's just getting old, right? That's just the way things go. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Everyone's different. And I know so many people as they get older and they go through changes, like really even like classically difficult health challenges where you would think that they would be in pain all the time. Pain is not always a part of it. In fact, it's rarely a part of it. Pain is a symptom of that we are struggling and we are not okay. And that's the body's crying out for us to do something else with it. We could still need care. We could still be not far from our goal, but the body will cry out and be like, hey, like, look at this. Hey, can you pay attention to this area? Like, maybe we can reduce this by 50%. So I'm going to scream a little bit until you realize that I have something to say to you. So please, everybody, with wherever you are within healing, make a note of it so you can return back to it. Like even on a Post-it, put it on your wall, put it in your desk, and just whatever you can do, get that consciousness outside of your head so you can actually have a relationship with it, because that's where the things get good. If you can have a relationship with your thoughts, if you can have a relationship with your guidance, that's what we're looking for anyway, within like a good psychic reading or mediumship reading, guidance from the spiritual world, psychic guidance from the intelligence of the energetic nature of the aura or the higher self. I mean, we can bring this down into really practical concepts too as well. So please open up your consciousness, write things down, even if things don't make sense, write it down, put it away, and especially get more curious and conscious with your health, because your health will impact everything. It impacts everything. All right. So that is the spiel from the heart. And I want to say hello to everybody, and then we're going to bring Pete right on in. Ren says, hello, Ren. Ren says, this feels timely. Can you expand on the idea of a relationship with it with regards to health? Absolutely. And we'll bring Pete in with his thoughts too. Pete, if that question excites you or not, I'm not sure, but I would love to hear your viewpoints on it. So we will go into this further. I love to take questions with guests, but absolutely. Hello, Jennifer Lee. Hello. Hello, Charlene. Hello. Hello, Jennifer McCormick. Hello. And then we have Lynn Juno in the house. Hey. And Vivian. Hi. My goodness. Hello, hello. And hello, Carol. Great to see you. And Evelyn. Happy Friday to you too, Carol. How can you keep up with us with so many different streaming methods? It's a little bouncing around on different tabs. Yeah. And some days it's easier than others, let me tell you. It's a lot of multitasking. Hello, Kellyanne. Luckily, backstage, most of everything is accessible. Not everything, but most of everything. Hello, JC. I'm going to call you JC. JC Irillo. Hello, Hannah. Thank you for coming in. Hello. Thank you, everybody. So now I'm going to bring in Pete. So let's give a warm welcome to him. Hello. Pete.
How's it going?
Hello. It's going good. I saw you last a month and a half ago.
Has it been that long? I guess it has.
It doesn't seem that long, though.
No, at the Oregon Ghost Conference.
Yeah, like in person a month and a half ago, but I actually saw you last month for Paranormal Pete, so we've been bumping into each other more than often. Yeah. Why does it seem like the Oregon Ghost Conference was like 3 months ago? Is it just me?
No, I don't know. Time's weird.
Time is very weird.
it's weird, and we're all hustling and bustling and everyday life, and it's amazing how time just seems to speed up every year. It goes quicker and quicker, and I guess that's our perception. But yeah, no, I had you on my show last month, and that was a lot of fun. That was great, and thanks for mentioning my show next Wednesday with Michael's going to be on there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to get into, deep thoughts, and hopefully blow our own minds. So
Hope
we'll
so.
see.
I mean, that's the point, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's mutual. If I may ask, has time ever gone slower for you, like lately or anytime recently?
Not lately. I mean, I guess I was at a little league softball game, and that seemed like time was going slow. And I'm coaching too, so I'm in the thick of it. So uh yeah, in general, no. I mean, not since I was a kid. It seems like time just gets faster and faster all the time. So
It's a mixture. It's a mixture at times, but there's this concept of from Brandon Burchard, and he promotes learning how to slow down time.
I need to do that.
It's a lot of making conscious pockets and like feeling how that feels,
Yeah.
and then like applying that and stretching that concept out. And I feel like this year I've had some pockets of time feeling slow, and I've been really thankful because it's been really, really crazy. So this is the one year where I actually have not felt like it's gone. Shoo, 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 shoo. It's still faster than I'd like, sure.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a little bit lucky to not be catapulted ahead. But I do believe that we can interact with time. I mean, I've told this story before, but I used to go to work, and when I was younger, and I'd always be cutting it close, like really close. And they had like a clock in, like a ticket,
punch card thing.
Thank you. A punch card system. And you had to be like on the dot. So if you were a minute late, you got like a point. If you were 5 minutes late, it's like a 2 point, like, against you. So you needed to be on there. And I would come in like 2 minutes to, a minute to, or on the dot. And I would be in traffic sometimes, and I was just like, I'm like, I open up a portal, I'll get there on time. I open up, like I would say these things. I'm like, I believe that I can get there. And I don't know how I did. It literally, sometimes it made no sense. Other times it was realistic, or still I was very lucky. But I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah. Well, I think the trick is, and when you ask, has time been slow for me recently? And I'm sure there have been some times, but I think the more I'm thinking about it, it's like the trickiest part is recognizing it and then taking advantage of it, or being there fully in the moment to enjoy time feeling slow. But that's the tricky part, is recognizing it amongst everything else that's going through your mind or around you in your surroundings. But I guess I probably had slow times, but the tricky part is learning to recognize it. So that's a funny comment. Time goes slow at the DMV. It sure does.
She is very funny, Evelyn. You raise a great point. Yeah. So feel how that feels. Like, seriously, feel how that feels and apply it in the areas that you want to feel that slowness when something's beautiful, or when life is crazy. There's like a little bit of a trick to it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, just being present is sometimes hard to do, and we don't always think of that in the midst of everything else going on at the particular time. Yeah, exactly. Be in the moment, like being present, like um that's what you do in mediumship, is to be, at least for me, like getting in the right frame of mind, is just being present and being in the moment. But that's hard sometimes, just all everyday life, and just the hustle and bustle of everything. And but that's the tricky part sometimes. It's just hard to do that. Even when you are good at doing it, it's hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it is slowing down the nervous system. And
Yeah.
when we're multitasking or we're stressed and we haven't gotten back to our equilibrium, even if we're good at it, what happens is the body just never gets a chance to
Yeah.
be a certain way. And you have to invest. Um, it's I think it's a health thing. I mean, there's been times in my life where I'm like, oh, I'm great at meditation. I love meditation. And my body's been so ramped up that I'm having like, it's not even a mind thing. My body's just wigging out on me because it
Yeah.
can't relax because I'm just stressed.
Yeah. Yeah. I can relate. It's and everybody, deals with stress differently, and our bodies can tend to deal with stress differently. But, you know, like you're kind of talking about being able to control that and tone it down. Like, everybody can have the tools to do that. My own personal experience, being stressed out all the time, and you almost kind of get used to it, and then it's hard to, like, step away from it, in a sense, spiritually or whatever, to be able to step to the side. And I honestly always have troubles with that. But that's a kind of a cool way to think about it, though. Like, I hadn't thought about it in the sense of, like, your nervous system. And like, I know what a nervous system is. I didn't think about it that way. Well, that can bring, tone things down or ramp things up big time. So that's a cool point. I like that.
Absolutely. And then I just know when my nervous system has been fried, I will my mind and my body will kind of go, okay, we're going to do this now. And then my body goes, we're not going to do that. I'm like, oh, well, like, on the inside, I feel fine. I know I feel kind of like off. But it's like,
Yeah.
no, you've pushed it so far that no bueno, we don't
Yeah.
comply. So I do think that certain people do better in survival mode than others. Like certain people have a greater amount of stamina. I've just seen that in numerology. Like
That's me.
I'm good in stressful environments, but not routinely. I have to go and do like a lot of self care. As long as I do
Yeah.
self care, I can hang
Yeah.
pretty well, but I have to go back and do a lot. And I think sometimes, other people don't have to do as much.
Yeah.
Um, and it's because like, you have to have sixes in your chart. You have to,
I was just gonna say, what number is kind of, most associated with that? Interesting.
sixes and nines are associated with that. Like sixes are it's the family number, the community number. So they're built with bodies that can withstand them having to be like a survivor for others.
Yeah.
So it's the doctors, it's the nurses, it's the armed service people, it's people like willing to lay down their energy for others in order for like the good to continue of the family or
Yeah.
um, wherever. So it's really interesting because a lot of nurses, they don't sleep well, or doctors, they don't sleep well, and some of them are really built for it. And
Yeah.
you can see if someone has a lot of sixes. I'll just ask them like, you don't sleep very much, and they're like, no, I don't. I prefer. Sure, I'd prefer to. I'm like, but you actually like wake up and you're fine. Like you can
Yeah.
get going, and yeah, you're tired, but you feel fine. They're like, yeah, I feel fine. I'm just tired. Like
Yeah.
if you with another, like twos, okay, like twos, that's the if you don't take care of yourself and have good health practices, your nervous system gets fried, your body goes to the wayside because they're like a live wire where they're kind of floating in between and they don't
Yeah.
have like really good grounding. So
Yeah.
if their body's shot and they already don't have really good grounding because they can't circuit the energy properly,
Yeah.
they get health issues.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
a 2 in mine, and I've got a couple 9s. So
The nines will help you out. The nines,
please,
the
more
yeah,
9s.
the nines, they're not as physically stout as the sixes, but the nines basically are they're they're so creative and capable that they like MacGyver stuff like
Yeah.
all the time. They're
I
like, we're
can
gonna,
understand that.
yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. And you might even MacGyver healing yourself too on top of it, right? It
It's
just you're
probably
taken
what's
to where
yeah.
you need to go.
That's yeah, and I probably don't even realize it either when it's happening. So
No, yeah, no, because nine is one of the fastest moving vibrations. It just catapults you. It's like it's very spiritual, so it just catapults you into places, and it's like too quick for the mind to catch up. Because a lot of times nines are in situations that they probably no normal person would say yes to. You know, and then you're just there and then you're just like, I guess I'll just figure it out. And most people couldn't figure it out, and most people would back out because their mind's engaged. But nine, the spirit's engaged, and it ushers you in before
yeah,
you can say no.
I can totally understand that. Yep, that's myself. I'm always getting into situations nobody else wants to do. So,
It's a great leadership number, though. Yeah, it's a great leadership number. Some of the best, as long as they've made peace with like certain things within their life, they're some of the best leaders out there ever.
right on.
So right on is right. Really quick, I want to go to Ren's question. And you're saying help
What
the
about the
body.
relationship? The where she was asking about talk about the having a relationship with it, your aura, your own energy. Yeah. Go ahead. I don't know that I have a really great answer to this. So I would say if you want to take that question, if I think of something, I'll chime in.
Sure.
I gotta
Whatever
think
it comes
about it.
to you.
Hmm.
You know, it doesn't even have to be a solution. It could just be a story or thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Can you explain the idea of a relationship with your body when regards to health? Yeah. So our body is an extension of us. It's a tool. It's a vessel that
Yeah.
our spirit and our energy is working through. There's different philosophies on this. I'm not acting like I have it all figured out of why we're in a body and how it works, but most people believe that it is like this mechanical tool, even though it's biological, that our energy runs through. Um, so if we learn the workings of it, we can actually have a lot of knowledge and flexibility of what we can do in ways that maybe we haven't been taught. So certain people I would say when they're intuitive, they get signs within their body if something's wrong, like if they're not supposed to eat something or if a person feels off. And that could be you get a knot in your stomach, it could be you get a headache. Everyone has a different sign, but what we're trying to do is every time the body says something to us, we go, oh, that is a tool coming online to give information. And the more that we listen, the better interconnectedness like starts to, like, how can I put it? The highway starts to expand. There's more roads. The neural networks thicken. We just get like this good working mechanism of our mind to our body, or our soul to our body, online. So we get more hits and we get more information, and suddenly we really know our body. We're still learning about our bodies, but we really know about our bodies. People muscle test, if you're familiar with that, Ren. People study that, and other people like really go into the intuition side of things. But you can try things out. Like, you can try conventional or unconventional things out and just be like, does my body like this? Some people love going in for massages. Some people do not like it.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you had the last thing I'll say is, maybe you're supposed to go in for massage, but what if, every time you got a certain massage, your sign was, this is not the right massage for me? Because I've heard from people, whether they're a client or a friend, I've heard so many stories that their doctor was like, oh, they found out that the massage was aggravating my shoulder, my hip. It wasn't what I needed, even though that's a healthy practice of self-care.
Yeah. But not everything is going to work for you as an individual. I agree with everything you're saying there. And it's, you have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to your body. We all have, some form of intuition, right? That's how we survive in a way. Bias and intuition kind of can go hand in hand, and you really just have to be able to listen. And I think of like, sometimes in readings, like a spirit will like hold their arm or their back of their neck, or they'll like show me where things hurt, and I can almost kind of feel it. And but it's taking that and turning it inward, and being able to, like, if you're stressed out and your shoulder's been aching, whatever, can you really sit and go inwards to understand what's going on? And I think if you, quote unquote, listen well enough and be like, it all goes back to getting in the moment and being there in the moment and being able to look inside. I think you can get insight from yourself based on how you're feeling and where you're feeling it. But it's to me, it's kind of hard to do that. Like, on I usually can only get where things were hurting or where there were problems on people who've already passed. And they're on the other side, not necessarily like someone living or whatever, but you can often feel. But I think you can listen hard enough to yourself. It's like sitting in your car and your car's making a funny noise, and you don't know what the funny noise is, but the more you sit and listen to it and think about it, you might be like, okay, it's in front of me, it's under the hood, it's a metal sound. Oh no, it's a plastic sound, and you can start to kind of, without even getting out of your car, maybe know where the noise is coming from and might be what it is. And I think it's, to make a lame analogy, I think you do the same with your body. So
Absolutely. I think you can be diagnostic with it. It helps to do scans. You can be objective with other people, and then learn to do your own. And hi, Karen. Welcome. And hi, Bernadette. And hi, everyone coming in. Allison. Thank you. I do think we all have different skills. Like for me, I find that I can feel what's going on in my body and others' body actually way easier than mediumship. So it's just,
that's cool.
It's cool, but mediumship is very cool too. You know what I mean? It's just, how are we predispositioned?
Most of the time, mediumship is really cool. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's hard and it's taxing, but most of the time it's pretty cool.
And sometimes, scanning the body is hard and taxing too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to have natural predispositions. I know that I'm able to do it because I've gone through sensitivities with my body where I have at times, like, I'll put the smallest thing within my mouth, and within a minute, I can tell if it's good for me. Like, I will get aches and pains, and something that you would think was the smallest
Yeah.
thing ever, like I'll have all of a sudden maybe my knees swollen, or my neck starts stiffening up from food, or scents that are artificial. So, like, if something's like toxic to the body, my body goes, get away from there. That's not good
Yeah.
for you. Or I have that high alert. Now it doesn't affect me as strongly if I'm healthy, but I still get the pings, which is
Yeah.
nice because I just
Yeah.
don't need it. But it set me up for being highly sensitive to like how other people feel within their body too, as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because of your mediumship, you feel other people's energies a lot easier than just your own energy. So, yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bernadette, you're saying, what numbers are we talking about? We're talking about people's names as well as birth dates, and numbers within the birth date and name. So breaking down those things into different numbers. You have a question, Pete. When
Okay,
spirit
from
is
Bernadette.
near, what do you feel? Do you
Well,
feel scared?
it's well, don't be scared. It's easier said than done. So you're probably what you probably are feeling is like a rush of the energy, and maybe that it's just how your body's feeling it. But for me, um, my first indication is usually kind of in my core, solar plexus. I get that the butterflies, the intense butterflies. Um, that's I guess, commonly what I feel. Sometimes I don't even feel that at all, but what I start getting is a bunch of, imagery in my head that I'm like, Where's this coming from? I don't think it's, from me." So it's a little different, but I would say to answer your question, generally, I feel something in my, like, solar plexus area, and, like, real heavy butterflies, or sometimes my head will start to feel real heavy. So a lot of times when I'm doing readings, I kind of, naturally, like, tip my head forward, and I don't know why, but it's maybe because I'm receiving
You do
energy.
do that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
noticed you do that.
I don't know why, but I do, and maybe it's because I'm receiving messages through here. Um, but
Is there
I've
pressure ever from behind, or
I've
no?
heaviness. I don't know if that's pressure, but, like, heaviness. It depends on the person. It depends on the spirit. Um, how, if I'm feeling pressure or not. There's been a couple of times where um I was about to go into physical mediumship, where I felt the person behind me pushing down on my shoulders to, like, maybe try and, you know, enter into me, and I was kind
Yeah.
of, like, fighting it off, like, "Nope, don't wanna do that. No, thanks." Uh, but, yeah, sometimes I guess heaviness is how I describe it, but the butterflies for sure usually will let me know, like, "Oh, I need to pay attention." If I'm walking through, whether it's an old house, old haunted house, or the grocery store, whatever. If I start getting that buzzy million butterflies concentrated in my abdomen, then I'm kind of like, "Oh, I should pay attention." And that's just kind of what I've learned over the years, is when I feel that, start paying attention. And sometimes I get that feeling and I figure out, oh, it's a old piece of electronics that's giving off a huge electromagnetic field, and that's what I'm feeling, is man-made electromagnetic fields. And so, but
So
usually,
you're
like,
sensitive to electricity. Wow.
yeah, I can feel it. So Bernadette, try not to be scared. If you, I would just say, if you um continue to feel scared and stuff, turn it off. Like, shut the proverbial door. Like, if I want to shut things off for a while for me, which I don't normally do, um, I play music, and so I imagine on my abdomen, it's a bass guitar amp, and I turn the volume all the way down to zero. Or you can imagine shutting a door. You've got a door on your body, and you're shutting it. But most everything that's out there that you're probably feeling is human origin. And people were our ghosts were people once too. And you deal with people in your everyday life. And so try and, if you're feeling scared stuff, just remember, hey, I deal with people. If this is a spirit, it's kind of the same thing. You can deal with them the same way. But try, if you're feeling stuff, to try and be like, take it in small chunks, and try and understand what you're feeling. And, take, instead of, getting the whole block of cheese, grate it up into smaller pieces, and just take the smaller pieces, and see how that goes for you, and write stuff down. But it can be scary and overwhelming. When I started into my journey, it was, I wouldn't say was scared, but it's overwhelming for sure. And I see you're saying that you shut your gifts off since you were born. Shutting it off doesn't always work, and that's true. Sometimes things can still, come through to you, but um, try and look at it differently. Try and think about it differently. Is Don't think about it as this unknown. You may have your own personal bias of the unknown is scary, right? Ghosts, we have our own associations and bias towards things from movies and books and all that. Just try and think, if you're feeling something like that, it's probably just a person, and you have the control of your space. And so, um, you keep that control and make it known, and just, let it in as you can, and try and understand it. The more you can understand, the better. And it takes time to, like, figure that out for sure. But try to don't let the feelings you get overtake your mind. Just, you have to kind of like be like, okay, I'm feeling crazy. Oh my god, what is it? What is it? Just stop and be like, okay, if someone's trying to talk to me or trying to get my attention, please do it in a different way, because I don't like how this feels. I've had times where I'm in a location or something, and it's like, literally, you got to be like, all right, spirits, take a number, go sit off to the side, and when I'm ready for you, you can come talk to me. But for now, like during a gallery reading or something, is one of those instances where you got to tell the spirits, take a number. I don't want to feel this right now. I'll come back to you, right? And literally got to be like, take a number, and sit back. So try not to be scared. It's overwhelming, and because kind of an unknown. It's like, it can be scary. We're scared of the unknown inherently. As human beings, we're scared of something we don't know about or don't understand. And I will sit here and tell you, I've been doing mediumship for like 12 years or something, and I'm still trying to understand it. And
Absolutely.
so don't feel like you're gonna understand it right away. It's always an evolving thing. But as long as, like, you kind of compartmentalize it, like, okay, I'm getting this feeling, this is what this is what I feel, this is what I see when I feel this, and write it down. If you can keep a log of, like, the feelings and all that kind of stuff, maybe after like 2 or 3 months of trying that, you can go back and look at your log and look, okay, when I felt horrible and I was seeing this, I saw shadows or whatever it is. Okay, I know that when I get this feeling, I'm going to expect that. it might not be as scary the next time because you've identified some patterns in how your body reacts to things. I hope that kind of makes sense out there. So hopefully that
Yeah.
helped.
I think it's important to talk about that because people who are overwhelmed by what they're feeling, um, that is a common occurrence if you are dealing with spiritual energy, psychic mediumship, healing. And a lot of us in general, we are not well acquainted with our feelings. Even when we're
Yeah.
doing like work for years, we go, oh gosh, like I thought this would be easier.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding this, even though I'm really good with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
yes, wow.
yeah. Yeah. Talk to your, you know, it's funny you say that. I mean, talk to your best friends, your friends you've had for the longest time, and ask them, "Hey, do you think I understand my own emotions?" See what they say. You know,
That'd be really
or
interesting.
your partner, ask your partner or wife or husband or whoever, you could have some
Make
fun
sure
with
you're
that.
asking someone who you think has a good read on you too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because it's like, that one family member, like your favorite color is red, and they're like, I've
Yeah.
known you all your life. You love
Yeah.
black. You're just like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. And I'm kind of thinking more on this whole question, and I mentioned that it kind of depends on the spirit also, or who it kind of depends on the person that if there's a ghost around. And um like, here's an example: someone who had mental health issues, and maybe they're still carrying some of that. Let's say someone who was not mentally fully developed and things like that. They might be confused a lot, right? You might be getting feelings of confusion and the frustration that goes with that confusion, which can come across, if you're just feeling it, as overwhelming and kind of scary, right? So, it really kind of depends on, if you're connecting with somebody or feeling a spirit's energy or even just a living person's energy. It can come across very scary, but again, it goes back to ghosts were people once too. And so what did they deal with in their life? And, it can be kind of scary, just because that person's confused and they have frustrations and maybe they're scared. And so you're feeling all that. If you're an empath or a medium, psychic, you're feeling all that stuff, and maybe you don't know what it means. And so to you, it's like, oh, hell no. This is not
Yeah.
cool. So,
I mean,
yeah,
it's these feelings are personal. So,
yeah,
as you're describing, maybe confusion, when you have a psychic hit, you're going to feel confused yourself. Like it's not, sometimes it's separate, but a lot of people kind of maybe wonder, oh, why is it so confusing? Because you feel like it's happening to you. A lot of the
yeah,
times that's what the hit is. You feel like it's happening to you. So
yeah,
like Pete, it's very wise. Just because we feel things doesn't mean we have to be things. And
yeah,
it's important to connect that to actually in life when we deal with other people,
yeah,
and family, friends, because we take on people's stuff.
yeah,
We take on people's anger. We take on their sadness. It's just a natural part of being human. It's
yeah,
just a natural part of being human. We emulate and mirror people like
yep,
for just survival mechanisms at the basic level. So of course this is playing out with
yep.
with not just spirit world.
It's our own
So
inner person, communications. It's all there. It's all there.
um,
Yeah,
um, an exercise that I do, and then I'm going to get it back to you, Pete, is like before psychic reading, when I want to feel like I have a really good read on the person, I will spend like a couple minutes with myself, sometimes even longer if it's a tough day. And I will go, okay, I'm Kelly. And right now my back feels like this, my head feels like that. my emotions feel like this. I will list out who I am and how I feel. So as soon as I get something else, it could be slightly similar or completely different. I know,
Hmm.
hey, that has nothing to do with me. And then you sometimes have to call back in. Like you might have to call back in, Bernadette, I'm Bernadette. I'm Bernadette. Like, what's me? You know,
Yeah.
if you're getting the sleep paralysis or the really intense emotions.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. No, that's interesting. A cool way to look, to think about it. When I'm, trying to get ready for a reading, I try to not try. Um, that's that's kind of been my thing the last, couple 3 years, just to try and not try. But when I know when I'm like scattered and not in the right place for it, and so I don't do that necessarily, but I will put out there that I'm trying to hold this space around me right now for anybody that is needing to come through to deliver a message. And if you can help me kind of calm down and tune in with you, I'm putting a signal out. Please help me tune in. And so I'll kind of ask the other side to try and like help me, that I'm here to deliver a message for you, or to just let somebody know, your loved one know that you're there. And so can you kind of help me tune in to you? And sometimes that helps. I guess it's kind of a similar, you're kind of using your own self. It sounds like, and because of the work you've done with yourself and that you can do with yourself. And so for me, I have a harder time doing that kind of stuff within myself. So I'm like reaching out, kind of, but doing the same thing, like,
it's the
hey,
same.
this is,
Yeah,
but I'm just kind
you're
of
right.
reaching out, and just, the important part in that sense of, in what I'm doing, is to say that I'm holding this space around me, in this room, in this building. Come, if you need to come talk to who I'm doing a reading for, if you need to come talk to so and so, come on in. But I'm feeling a little scattered, so please try and help me. And sometimes you never get unscattered. So,
Yes.
sometimes yeah, you stay in a weird place, but yeah, so it's everyone's process is a little different, but um, I can I kind of found, like, trying to reach out and just being like, hey, if you want to come talk to your loved one, help me help you do that, and help give me the energy that I need to be focused, and then that usually kind of works. So usually, not always.
I do feel like as long as you interact with it, you get more signs what to do because it's important to have like a mentor or a teacher or to read books. Like you could just go to the library and there's a wealth of knowledge from medical intuitives, psychics, mediums, healers about what
Yeah.
they went through, what they recommend. So please do not navigate it by yourself. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, or
Um,
talk to somebody you trust, that, maybe they know somebody who can help. But yeah, definitely, like, don't try and do everything through yourself. Great question, from Ren here. And I think yes, to answer the
if
question
you
of, do you
ever
ever.
feel
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
spirit in the universe will use health and the body to provide direction or give a push. This is just in case people are just hearing it rather than seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, yes. That's the short answer. And definitely on the give you a push. That's where I'm focusing more in on giving a push. You have a health issue and you let it go and you don't listen to your body, it's going to get to the point where you have to do something about it, and then you often are making big life changes after that. I totally agree. That yes, it does.
Oops, I clicked around. Yeah, I do. I do feel like exactly. it all just goes together. I know that if I'm not supposed to be in a place, like I'll feel like really unsettled and uncomfortable, and it will like make my body want to leave. Just like see what your body does, like see how it's angling, just see what you're doing in every environment. Just see how you're responding and just be like, oh, my foot's towards the door, or my foot's towards the person I find most exciting, or my shoulders are slumped, or like I'm standing up really tall. I'm really grooving this place.
Yeah.
I'm smiling. Like your body will just light up or power down and just be like, no bueno, or like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
amazing.
It's all intertwined, but definitely on the giving on the giving a push part, that's, I would say, most likely one of your guides. Um, you know, pushing you into the path where you need to be going or to take care of something. And so if you have a health issue where you finally go, like, get the physical side of yourself checked out and you have to make major life changes, yeah, you could have been pushed finally to go see the doctor, by a spirit guide, because they're like, you're not doing things right, you're not listening to yourself, so boom, here you go. I'm gonna make you feel this way until you go to the doctor and get checked out and make those life changing things to get you on a better path.
Yeah.
Mm.
The body is just like the body. The body will make you sick if you're not supposed to be in a
Yeah.
certain place.
Yep.
The body will say, no more, please, no more.
Yeah.
Presh really quick says, can you talk about 9? We talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Pete says he has some 9s in his chart. Do you know your life path number, Pete?
Well, I don't know that, but my birthday has 1, 2, 3 9s in it.
Oh, so you're rocking some 9 energy naturally. Got it. Well, maybe next time you're on, we'll if you want, we'll do like some of your numbers and have some fun with it. I don't know,
Okay.
it's totally up to you. But
Sure.
but 9 is different depending on where it shows up in your chart, but it just really it makes for a life where you're not living for yourself, you're living for others. And even if you're avoiding it, you'll be like kind of thrust into the world in a way where life kind of, it pulls you in. It's very hard to isolate as a 9. So you're naturally more responsible for others. You're naturally going to be dealing with people's trauma or drama. You have a bigger heart than not. Life is about forgiveness and boundaries with the 9. So there's some people that do isolate, but gosh, they do not have very healthy lives because they're like disassociating, running away, because they're just like, life's no thank you. They actually have to like resist. But even in those cases, those are the people that will, like, even if they're homeless, they're still giving the shirt off their back because they think it's the right thing to do. So it's a very interesting vibration and whole. It's the most spiritual of all the numbers, and it makes for not a boring life. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I definitely don't have a boring life.
No, you don't. It's lofty themes. It's a more advanced life the more 9s you have, that's for sure. Okay, let's do some readings. We're like really, we got into talking just very naturally, but let's open up the space for readings. Pete, you just let people know how you want to work with them, and I'll do the same. Are you drawn to anybody? Would you like to start? Would you like me to start?
Well, I'm not
What do you
drawn
think?
to anybody specifically, and I've got about 15 minutes here. Um, and then I do have to go because of my crazy life.
Okay, all right. We got
I
15
have
minutes,
I
everybody.
got little league practice. Um, I coach a little league team. Um, well, I'll just say somebody I was picking up on kind of at the beginning of our conversation, and I've been taking a lot of notes, um, and maybe somebody will understand this. Um, it's a gentleman, and he's someone's dad, and I think it's for somebody on this show here. And what I get initially with him is a photograph, and he's in a photograph, and I want to say it's the Sierra Mountains, um, and maybe a lake. That's there's like a body of water down low, but I want to say the Sierra Mountains, and he's kind of taller. The photograph looks like it's probably late 80s, early 90s. Um, he has like a neon fanny pack on. um, that's how I see him. Short beard, wearing a black hat with a kind of a red brim, um, brownish hair, big smile. He's real happy in this picture. He's someone's dad. I believe he has a girl. So he has a daughter, and um, I wanted to say Jerry was maybe his name, and Jay, but he's kind of standing there with a big smile, kind of leaned in towards the camera. There's like, I feel like it's the Sierra Mountains. I don't know why, but just where I want to say a lot of pain in his bones. Um, I don't know if he had like bone cancer or something. He looks fairly younger in this photograph, and so it might be more of a recent passing in the last year or two. It's someone's dad that they were super close. And he had kind of a generic message, but he also was saying to not blame this person's mom. Whoever his daughter is, to there's no blame to the mom, and that the mom is not hasn't shown a lot of empathy for the daughter. This is so, I know it sounds so vague, but I see this guy, and and anyways, the mom has not shown a lot of emotion about this whole situation, not a lot of empathy and compassion for the person who just lost their dad, but she's definitely like crushed too. Um, I want to say his name is Jerry. It could start with a J. I could have the name wrong. Um, but he seems that in this picture, he's probably like in his 20s, from like the late 80s, early 90s. He looks like he's probably in his 20s. Um, anyways, he just wants this person to know that um, I get CH, so maybe it's for somebody with your name starts with CH. If you lost a dad that you were super close to, it's something with his bones, just that you're feeling alone, or really lost without him, but just know that he's your guide, and don't you worry. He's going to be there. Um, anyways, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but I just really was like locking in on this guy,
Yeah,
and
hey.
he's just smiling. I'd
If
say
anyone in the comments can understand this, like please say that you resonate to the description that Pete's giving, because that's how he'll know to go to you and open up the energy further.
more towards his age in his passing. He wears transition glasses that are, glasses, but then outside they shade up. His skin's a little brown. So he had kind of a short beard in this photo, but later in life, more of a goatee. Not bald on top, but high hairline. He looks like he's probably in his 60s. How I see him there. Gained, some weight as he got older. He's I don't know. He just keeps saying like, "Don't you worry, I'm there." So I'm hoping it's for somebody on the call here. It could be a rando coming by my house. I don't know.
No worries. No
No.
worries.
Anyways, that's who I was kind of picking up on. Kind of during the first half of our conversation. I feel like I can still be connected with him.
So what? So people can follow along, and maybe we'll leave with a message if there's one more. If no one can understand this, but so this is a father, and this is messages for their daughter that you
Maybe there's
believe.
I see the word red, which makes me think of like a nickname.
Okay.
So maybe he had a nickname of that, or somebody tied to him. That's what he called them.
I'm wondering, because I can take like scattered aspects of this for different people within my life, but it's not specifically one person, but it's very interesting. Like the things that you're bringing up, I'm like, oh, like, okay, there's a lot of like parts to it.
And don't forget to cross your fingers. That's another message.
To cross your fingers. Can anyone take that? Don't forget to cross your fingers. And then a possible dad in spirit. This is for a daughter. And you said that he had reddish brown hair and a beard.
Yeah, it was kind of brownish, but his skin's kind of a little bit darker too. Maybe he's just really tan. I don't know. But it's like I just get that he's like really close with his daughter. And
Hi, Jennifer Rose. Ren saying, and then hi, Andrea. Ren is saying that it might be a stretch, as it might as well be yoga, though. I'm not.
That's a great way to put that.
Name is Jerry. My bio father is Rod, but we didn't have a relationship, and honestly, I don't know if he's alive or not.
I mean, if were you close with your stepdad? I don't know. Like, I just get there's a real like father-daughter like.
Andrea is saying it's possibly her dad, though. Heads up.
Okay. So it's a very specific photograph that I'm seeing of this guy, and the way he's kind of standing is like he's got this neon fanny pack. He's got a black baseball cap with a red brim, and there's like mountains and maybe a lake or something kind of down low. I swear to God, it's the Sierra Mountains, and I don't know why, but he's like standing there, kind of almost leaned forward a little bit. Oh, very good, Ren. Thank you. Yeah, just a big smile. It's only him in the photograph, and so I think he's showing me that because somebody would know or knows of that photograph. Blue shirt, denim shorts. Like I said, it's like late 80s, early 90s. So Andrea, I would just ask, I'm getting a real sense from him that his daughter is like feeling super alone and like really struggling without him around, not being able to call and talk to. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just wanted to assure that he's there. Don't you worry. I keep saying, don't you worry, don't you worry. Okay, yeah. So no, on the photo there. God, I wish you guys could see what's in my head. um, something about
She's saying can't take the
cross.
photo, but she's struggling without him.
Was there something about it? It would say like cross your fingers or something, because that was another thing he was kind of pushing through. Was like, don't forget to cross your fingers. I thought at first he was maybe saying don't forget your crosses. But then it came through again and it was more like don't forget to cross your fingers. So I don't know if that has meaning for you. And maybe you've felt like blaming your mom for a lot of things, but like he says no blame to mom, no blame towards mom. So I don't know if that, yeah, I don't know. That's just what I was getting. So there it is.
If you can understand that, Andrea, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
So just wait for a moment. She says, unsure about the cross fingers. She can take don't blame mom, though.
Okay. Yeah, I could be getting bits and pieces from a few different people here. I don't know. Gosh, this photograph. Well, you may come across this photograph at some point. I mean, half my readings, I tell people about pictures and items and stuff, and they're like, what the heck's this guy talking about? And then a week or two later, they're like, oh, I found it. So.
Oh, forgive me. She says she can't take don't blame mom.
Okay, it's probably not. I would say maybe not for you. Might be for somebody later. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
But that's just what I get, and I wish I had more time. But
it's okay. I mean, is there any message coming through? Is there any one more you'd like to do? Because I know that I would open it up more, but I know you're a little bit sensitive on time. So what would you like to do with some of the remainder time? Another connection?
Well, I feel if I keep going, then I'm gonna keep going. And I'll lose track of time. So, one other guy that I saw in the very beginning, before we even started, I feel like his name was Martin, and he was an older guy with long white hair. Like maybe he used to be a rocker back in the day. I feel like his name was Martin, but I didn't really get much from him. Just he kind of like, showed up and then kind of went away. I don't know. I feel like Martin was the name I was getting for that. I'm real hit or miss with names. Sometimes I'm right on them. Sometimes I'm not.
So can anyone take the name Martin, white hair, and spirits?
Yeah, he's got kind of longer hair, like
white longer hair.
Yeah, he kept long hair. I mean, he's got a kind of a real like old school like 70s rocker look to him.
Rock and roll,
man. Yeah, I don't know if I can connect back or not, but gosh, I wish I had more time.
Is there anyone you'd like to go to though, as you close? Is there anyone you're drawn to? I can open the space too.
Yeah, I mean, not really from me, but just the sense of like there's I guess I would just say, like, before I have to sign off, to everybody out there who's wanting to hear from somebody and wanting to connect with their person that's on the other side, is like, find something that that person loved, hold on to it, cherish it, acknowledge it. Those are great ways to get them to be able to come to you easier. And I think we talked about this before, on my show last time, maybe, was, um, if you want to connect with your loved one, hear their laugh in your mind. Like, sit and
This
that's
message from Jennifer
interesting.
there.
Okay.
She
Um,
understands important
but
and their
here,
obligations in the
okay. Well,
family.
hang on. I'll try and get him here for a second. But hear your loved one's laugh that you want to connect to. Hear their laugh, like, in your playing in your head, and like, that is like a solid way to like connect to that person. Think of how their hug felt. Really kind of visualize and materialize how that hug felt. Hear their laugh. That the laugh is the best one, I think, and that's always like a great way to um, connect with the other side. Um, so Martin, I don't know if you know much about him. Um, I see this guy as kind of being tall. Um, Part of me wants to say he was short, but hated being short, so he's showing me himself taller, which happens a lot. Usually with
It does
people,
sometimes. Yes, it
with
does
people who hated
sometimes.
being short. So Jennifer, I don't know if you've got pictures of him, but like, I feel like he always kept like a not much facial hair, like, maybe clean, like, shave his face, but he had kind of longer hair. Um, something about an old blue car. Jennifer, I don't know if you have a brother or maybe it's a cousin, but that you haven't been in much contact with, please reach out. Maybe it's a friend, a brother, somebody around like your generation. Like, you need to reach out to them. I don't know what that means. Um, so you might have to ask um, your parents, or maybe whoever has some of his stuff. Did he have like some sort of really unique encyclopedia or something? He had a really unique, like, larger book. That's and be showing me that.
She says
Uh,
she can take the blue car. She's not sure how tall he was, and she'd have to look
okay.
at some photos.
Yeah, something about some like big, unique, like, encyclopedia or something. It's like a unique book. I don't know. It's kind of big and thick, old. So you might have to ask, whoever may have had his stuff.
She can also take the message of needing to reach out to people from the family.
Okay, yeah, whoever you haven't been in contact much with, please reach out and reconnect. Um, and Jennifer, you don't have to say if you don't want to, but if you have a son, something about he's the light for your next generation, for your son. He is wants to be the light and kind of guide. And he wants you to hold off on you're at a crossroads on something. Hold off for a little longer. I don't know what it is, but he's saying hold off a little bit longer on whatever decision you're about to make, because you'll get more insight that you need. So just hold off a little bit longer. Don't make this big decision just quite yet, but it'll be soon.
She says, I have some books from my nan and granddad. I'll look through them.
Yeah, the book, it's pretty big. It's like, think of like a big old school dictionary. It's kind of like that, but it's not a dictionary. It's like some weird, interesting encyclopedia. Something that he really liked, I guess. But he wants you to hold off on whatever decision you're like about to make. Like, just it take a little bit longer. Um,
She says she can take the message. She says, yes, I have 3 sons. They are my light. I understand the crossroads. Thank you so much, Pete.
okay. Well, he's around, so get a picture out of him and put it up, or if you get something of his, like, acknowledge it. Don't just leave it in a drawer collecting dust. Like, he wants to be there to help, but having some acknowledgement is going to help him be there easier. And so, like, he wants to help you and, like, help guide and I'm just a he long proud family history. He's like talking about, like, maybe you need to look at your genealogy. He's like, you go back to some important figures in history, so maybe you need to look that up. But just wants you to know that he's there, and nice guy. Very subtle in how he talks. So you might have to, like, ask somebody who knew him. He's very subtle in how his voice is, but, like, something. Okay, something about pelicans. I don't know what that means. And he's got a really funny laugh.
Jennifer.
I don't, I don't
No,
know.
hey, I mean, there's a reason you're getting pelicans. She says, I feel the love and support of my spirit family.
Oh, that's very good. I wish I had more time, but unfortunately I got to go. Well, so for Jennifer, for you, like, and for anybody, we all have our spirits around us. They're never truly gone. And so, like I said, like, get an object or a picture out, acknowledge it, say hi. Hear those people's laughs and or whatever perfume they wore. Like, remember what that smelled like, how their hands felt. Just, those are all great ways to keep them close, and not in a way where, I mean, like, you're keeping them and they can't get away, but a way for them to be there for you. And just try that, and you'll always be closer than you think you are to those who've passed, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So, Kelly, I want to thank you so much.
For sure. Pete, right before we close, I know you passed on a message to Jennifer, but I always give guests the last word as well. Is there anything you'd like to share with everybody as we close?
Well, I'm glad to be a part of the network, and I would just say, if you haven't checked checked out my show yet, Paranormal Pete Show, I'm on next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, 8 p.m. Pacific time. I had to think about it for a second there. Once a month, and I hope that everybody checks out all the shows on this network, because there's just a lot of great content out there. And try and be present every day in our crazy lives if you can. And we hope to see you out here in Port Gamble sometime. I'm in the Puget Sound area, and We've got a ghost conference coming up November 6th through 8th. And Kelly has been a part of that a few times and look forward to continuing that. So that's going to be, if you go to portgambleparanormal.com or portgamble.com, you can find out about the ghost conference. If you're in the Puget Sound area, I do tours typically October through April, and I'm working on getting a couple of summer tour dates scheduled right now. So stay tuned at portgambleparanormal.com, and thank you. And just wish everybody, the time to be present. It's not about what you got, it's who you got. Be with the ones you love and be there with them. And I'll see y'all soon.
Thank you, everybody. Please go with love, luck, and light. We will see you on Saturday for Guided Life and also messages from the Enchanted Realms. And we have next week's shows fresh, ready for you to continue on with the goodness. We will see you then. Bye. Thank you so much, Pete.
Thank you.